I got a few items from the Lethal Cosmetics and the Conjuring collab. I actually bought the eyeshadow palette and also the highlighter, and also bought one of the nail polishes, which I don't know if I'm really gonna get into that in this video. I will show you which one I got. I'm gonna be doing a look with this palette. I'm gonna be applying the highlighter, share my first impression thoughts. Let's get into it. Alright, so I'm not really a horror movie kind of person. I don't really watch them. I have watched a few when I was younger and I would just go to movie nights with friends, but it's been a while. But I do think actually that at some point I watched The Conjuring. I cannot remember anything from it. Maybe I've kind of like blocked it because I was traumatized. Who knows? I do vaguely remember that I watched this movie and probably was like the first one or something like that, but any like nods to the movie, I don't know, but I liked this color story so much that I decided I just wanted to pick this up. So we have the Conjuring eyeshadow palette. It has a lenticular motion packaging, and I gotta say it looks really cool. I really like the vibe of this packaging. I love the shape of the packaging as well. It feels like a very easy to store, very practical palette. It's not too big. I'm really happy about this, and the color story in here is just, it's my kind of thing. It is what I live for. It is what I love. I just love kind of like half neutral, half colorful palettes, and then especially if it's kind of like taupes mixed with blues and like this pop of purple as well. This is really my kind of thing. Like there's just something about this kind of color story. Usually I'm not that into blues, but when it's in a palette like this, I tend to reach for them more. This is just my kind of thing, and something I just get kind of like irrationally excited about when it comes to eyeshadow palettes is when a more colorful eyeshadow brand comes out with a neutral palette. Then I'm like first in line. I'm so excited to see what their take on a neutral palette is. I think this looks amazing. Swatched really beautifully. We have 4 beautiful shimmers in here. I feel like the only really shifty one is this one over here, the shade Clairvoyant. This one is kind of like a multi-chrome but also holographic. It looks beautiful in the swatch. Alright, we're gonna do a look. Okay, zoomed you in, and I was thinking of just doing a neutral look and really going for that, but maybe with a bit of a colorful liner. It's just what I was thinking. So I'm thinking I just want to go into the crease with shade Oppression, and that's just, it's a taupe. By the way, I'm already wearing some eyeshadow primer, and we were just gonna start out with that in the crease. I have really been enjoying the Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. By the way, this is pretty dark and smoky in my crease. I've really been enjoying their eyeshadow formula. They have really like impactful sparkly shimmers. I've been enjoying the mattes as well. By the way, if you're ordering on the Lethal Cosmetics website, I do not have a code this time around, but there are some codes floating around on the internet for 10% off, non-affiliated codes. So if you would like to get a little bit of a discount on their website, I personally ordered on Boozy Shop because it could get to me a little quicker because that website is in the Netherlands. This is a really nice shade. I'm liking this. So if you want a little bit of a discount, that is possible. I'm also gonna take a little bit of that under my eye, smoke it out underneath. Alright, it's a spooky smoky palette, so I think we need to deepen it up a little bit more. I'm gonna go into Infestation. So as I said, I'm not really into like horror movies, but me and my boyfriend, we have actually been playing a horror game, and for some reason I don't mind that as much. I find it pretty like fascinating and pretty interesting, and because I haven't watched that many movies, it does feel like a whole new experience. We have been playing Silent Hill 2. I believe it's on the PlayStation. If I'm not mistaken, we are playing the original version. So it's a pretty interesting game. We haven't gone all the way through yet, so I don't know like the full twist, but it's trippy. It's a little trippy. And then once again, smoking out the lower lash line. There's not a black in this palette, which I'm happy about because I don't use those, but I would have found it fitting if there were. But this is also a pretty dark brown. Alright, let's do something exciting, and that is I'm gonna put some Clairvoyant on my lid. I just really want to know. I just really want to try this eyeshadow because it's definitely the most special shade. It's kind of something I really love about this palette because I could see myself using this for a little bit more day-to-day looks as well. And also what I really love is that we have some lighter inner corner highlights, like matte inner corner highlights, which I just love to do. So this is what the shade looks like, and it just looks magical. It's kind of multi-chromatic, shimmery, but smooth. It has the hollow in it. This looks amazing. This looks great. So I'm just gonna apply it with my finger. Yeah, I love how smooth this also is, and it kind of feels like static. I don't know if that was in the movie, but it kind of feels like that, and I find it kind of fitting. That is really beautiful. Do you see that? It's kind of like smoky, neutral and colorful at the same time. I'm really liking that. Yeah, this is turning into a Marley look, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. What next? I think it's time to go in Bathsheba. If I ever watched this movie, it was like 10 years ago. Is that possible? Like when I was really young. And this seems kind of like a cool toned gold, like not a super yellow gold. Mere. That is a Dutch word. Stop it with the Dutch words. We are speaking English right now. This is an English channel, okay? This looks really nice, like a really nice shade, like a good combination, like something that would go really well with a more neutral look. Like a nice neutral shimmer, not really a shift to it. So let's put that in the inner corner. Yeah, this one is definitely a little bit less smooth, a little bit more sparkly. So I'm gonna blend it together a little bit because these are really different textures. Oh, but it is a nice sparkle. That is really nice. Yes. Okay, this is looking nice. I think it's time for some blending of the edges. Might need a little bit more of a lighter color to really blend. But I gotta be honest, sometimes I like a slightly unblended look. Like slightly harsher lines. I'm gonna take a little bit of Salem over here, the lightest taupe. And I'm gonna blend it softly on the edge. Yeah, I like that. And underneath, that one is just a little bit darker than my skin color. I'm back in a little bit with the dark brown. That's really nice. Okay, I want to do another shimmer on a little lash line, and I think I'm gonna go into... We have two options left. Possession and the Curse. I think I want to try Oppression. That one looks really nice. Just gonna place it here. Is that the right brush? I don't think so. It's not the right brush. This one is a little smaller. Yeah, that's better. But I don't know. I do think that that one would be the best with a finger. Like now the shimmer is a little bit more sparse. But I think I'm just gonna go with it for now. For the inner corner, I think I'm gonna go with this really light pink. This one is called Holy Light. Very excited for that one. I hope it's gonna be good. I hope it's gonna be pigmented. So let's do a matte inner corner. Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice. That is exactly what I want in my life. I think a matte light pink inner corner is my absolute favorite when it comes to the matte inner corners. Yes, perfect. I love this addition to the palette. Can't wait to do more of a berry look with this one in the inner corner as well. I probably am gonna do more looks on shorts with this one, but I also have a lot of new makeup coming in because everything is happening all at once. So it might be that I post it a little later, but it's definitely coming. I'm very excited about that. I love this inner corner so much. I feel like this made the look. Like this really made the look. Okay, you know what? Let's go into Conduit over here and do the shadow liner with it. I think that's gonna be really, really nice. I love a berry. Ooh, that is really pigmented. That is a nice berry shade. This is the type of palette where now that I am doing my eyeshadow, I'm just like, ooh, but wait, this kind of look, this kind of look. I just see so many options of looks that I would like. And a little bit down here. Love that. This look is really coming together for me. I'm loving it so much. Loving this palette so far. The shimmers are stunning. All the mattes worked well. And it kind of feels a little festive. I'm just into it. I'm into it. Okay, I'm just gonna finish off this eye look. And then we can try the highlighter, which I think is gonna be really nice. I am so into this look. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. Everything is beautiful. The shimmers, the mattes, it just worked beautiful. But there's just something about this look. It feels elevated. It feels really nice. I did a little bit more of a red waterline, which I feel like it is very fitting with this collection. Okay, so for the highlighter, this is the Conjuring Music Box highlighter. This one has 6.4 grams of product. Looks very cool once again. I really love the vibe of this one. Don't know what it is. I think I vaguely remember something to do with the music box. But the thing that really sold me with this highlighter is that it is a peach duochrome, or like a peach iridescent highlighter, and I have been really enjoying the unicorn, like Lady Rainicorn highlighter from their last collection as well. So I thought, okay, let's try it out. Let's see. I think this is gonna be really, really nice. I got this new highlighter brush from Nimya. I forgot to show it in my video where I tried the new Nimya, but we're gonna try it and see. Yeah, it is a little shimmery. That is definitely a little shimmery, but not, I feel, in a like chunky way where I'm like, okay, that's way too much. But it's definitely a shimmery, verging on glittery highlight. It is kind of like golden, peachy, really beautiful though. It is nice. I really like it with the blush as well. For the blush I used, was it this one? Where did it go? For the blush I used this one. This is the Flower Nose Shell's Jewel Collection Silk Satin Blush in 04 Beach Starfish. This is basically the only beige blush that I like on myself, and this is such a good combination. Okay, I gotta say it's a little bit more shimmery than I thought it was gonna be, but I do really like it for a shimmery highlighter. It is pretty. But for me, the palette is definitely the standout, the thing that I'm really, really excited about right now. Okay, let me put something on the lips. And then this is gonna be the finished look. I am really here for it. The eyeshadow palette, I think, is gonna be a favorite. I think this is gonna end up really high in my yearly ranking. This is just my kind of color story. I love the packaging. It's just cool tones, some pops of color, light tones as well. I'm very excited about this light blue. I just think this is a lovely palette, a very, very beautiful, works really well. Love my eye look so much. The highlighter, I feel like for me is not really a must-have, but that's also because I don't love glittery highlights, and I feel like for me it's just a little bit too glittery to see myself wearing this a lot, but that is just personal preference. It is really beautiful. It is a little shifty. It does have a nice like warm glow to it. I think it's pretty, but in a way I could also see myself using this more as like an eyeshadow topper, an inner corner highlight, something like that. I think this was really fun and I had a great time doing this look. Really, really happy with how this came out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.